So we are now 5 years into these consoles generation, and Microsoft is now gonna raise the price on these consoles for the second time this year alone. We got the details here. We're gonna be going over that in this video, but we also gonna be talking about the newest details to come out of the canceled Perfect Dark reboot, as well as new details coming out of one of my most anticipated games of next year in Phantom Blade Zero. You are not gonna want to miss the details on that, because it sounds absolutely incredible and I can't wait. So let's not waste any more time, man. Like, share, subscribe. Thank y'all so much for those of y'all who do. Let's get straight into this video here, people. So now we're taking you over to IGN.com, right? You see here, Xbox console prices are going up in the US again. So do keep this in mind. This is only affecting the people here in the United States, okay? Not anywhere else. So Xbox console prices are about to go up once again in the United States after already rising back in May. So remember, back in May, they raised the price, okay? So let's just get straight into this. Let's look at this chart here. Well, image, I should say, right? You see here, we got the Series S, we got the Series X, and we got the Series X limited edition 2 terabyte Galaxy, right? That's the one that came out that it had like I call it the Sparkle edition. It has a bunch of sparkles all around it. That's the one they're talking about, right? You see the prices right here. A Series S, 512 gigs, which is essentially nothing in this day and age, is now going to cost you $400. The 1 terabyte is going up to $450. Okay. Now the digital Series X is going to go up to $600. With the one with the disc is going up to $650. Now, the elephant in the room here is that 2 terabyte Galaxy edition, which you see here. It is going up to a whopping $799.99. Absolutely disgusting, people. Now check this out. Usually consoles are supposed to drop in prices. Now, being that we're 5 years in, we're supposed to be seeing a decline, because now we're supposed to be shifting our attention towards the next generation consoles, right? The ones that are coming in a few years ahead, right? So, you know, they're supposed to sweeten the pot. You make you feel good about purchasing these consoles, not that the prices are lower. And when that new one comes in, you'll be like, oh, I got this one for cheap. I could spend money on that one, right? So $800 for a console that is now 5 years old. To me, it makes absolute no sense whatsoever. And which I'm pretty sure most of us are feeling the same way. Like, I cannot come up with one real reason why I can think of why Microsoft is doing this. I can't think of it. Like, it makes no sense. The only two things that I was able to come up with is, one, they actually really just don't care. Like, they don't care. They got so much money that they don't care. And if you look at their actions, if you go by their actions, you know, they're coming out with new hardware after flopping with these series consoles. We all saw the numbers, right? It's a flop this generation. They don't care. They're gonna keep pushing out hardware. They're gonna keep doing partnerships with the likes of Asus, doing things like that, right? So when you look at Microsoft and you're thinking to yourself, like, yo, these people, do they not get it? It's like, bro, they got so much money, there's nothing for them to get. They like, bro, just keep pushing it out. It's not like, for me, they're like, it's not like it's causing a dent, you know, a big enough dent into Microsoft where they could be like, nah, we gotta stop. So it could be either that, or the second thing it could be, which I am leaning more towards is this is gonna be an industry thing. They are trying to have us look at these numbers and basically start to think of it as the norm. That's what I'm thinking. Like, remember, in order to make a plan work, you gotta roll out the plan. You can't just sit back and think about it and talk about it behind the scenes and never put it out, because then it's never gonna work. You gotta put it out. So the way the industry works is like, who's gonna do it first? Remember, we saw it with the $70 games. Who's gonna do it first? Next thing you know, everybody follows suit, right? So, you know, and then we see it with the $80 games as well, right? A lot of people pushed back, you know, but they're trying to roll out that $80 starting price for the games, right? You start to see it. So that is the only thing that I could think of. Like, they're really trying to drill these numbers into our brains and get us accustomed to it, get us used to it. So now when the new generation consoles come out, it'll only be like $100 more than these, and you're gonna be like, oh, why not just get the new one and things of that nature? Because this one's already $650, $800. I might as well just spend a little $50 more or $100 and get me the new one, the new PlayStation, the new Xbox. And you think, and I'm talking as the industry as a whole, right? Because PlayStation is essentially gonna do the same, and Xbox just did it. So that's really like the only things that I could come up with, because I'm just as confused as everybody else. I don't understand it, you know, but it is what it is. And by the way, this is happening, I believe they said it here, on October 3rd. So you have until October 3rd if you want to pick up a console or things like that. And again, this is only at the US. Real quick, this is what I've been telling my people. You might as well save your money and get yourself a PC. Listen, man, even if you're new into PC, you don't gotta go all out, right? You could start. You see how this one costs $800? You put $100 extra and you could go buy yourself a $900 PC, and it's gonna do very well for you. It is going to, you know, you're going to get to learn the PC. You're going to get accustomed to it. Don't worry. It's going to take some time, but you'll get there. You're going to see how you have control over all your games. Picture a $850 console that if they ever decide to put out a game at 30 frames, you got to deal with it. There's nothing you can do about it. But you spend $850 on that console. You should be able to move things around and do what you want to do, but that's not the case. So that's why I'm saying with a PC, it's all on you. You get to dictate what you want to do with that specific game, how you want to game. You want to take off ray tracing. You want to lower the settings. You want to, whatever it is you're trying to do, you can do it, right? It's there. So like, think about it. Like, seriously, this is not a time to be, oh, I don't like PC, oh, I'm console all the way. I mean, you could do what you want. I'm just trying to say, like, if you're really looking at the value of it when it comes to the money and things like that, that's all I'm trying to say. So y'all let me know how y'all feel about this one here. We're gonna keep it moving now to the next topic here, and we over at npfirst.com, where they have new details for the now canceled Perfect Dark reboot. Okay, so this is just them speaking about how the game came about and things like that. We're gonna get straight into the details, okay, which comes right at this point right here. Okay, so let me take it away from here. When it comes to the gameplay, the documents mention several conceptual systems, such as the Relentless system and a reward system, though only one is detailed in depth. Okay, so there was 3 systems, but they only got this adrenaline system here with details behind it. Okay, so this is what they had to say. The adrenaline system, which would have treated adrenaline as a resource that the player would have regenerated over time and granted access to a variety of powerful abilities. These would have included the capacity to heal, increase damage dealt to enemies, or reduce incoming damage. we would have also got the ability to slow down time, to dodge bullets, aim with more precision, or even increase movement speed. Killing multiple enemies in quick succession would have extended this slow time effect, with the possibility of activating special execution animations, bro. That sounds incredible to me. Let's keep going though, okay? Paying close attention to one of the images included in the documents, you'll be able to notice that it's a variation of one of the previously published screenshots. In it, we can see the protagonist, Joanna Dark, with messier hair and a more agitated expression. This suggests that the adrenaline system would have included visible changes to Joanna's appearance in addition to giving her special abilities. The gallery also includes other concept art for locations intended for this first season, showing places like Cairo, a city that could be seen in the gameplay trailer, as well as other futuristic settings. The documentation refers to this aesthetic as eco-sci-fi, which would have combined futuristic design with a focus on sustainable green environments. And that's it right there. Oh, and real quick, let me read you this part right here. Looking at all the work poured into these environments makes it a true shame that we won't ever see this game to come to fruition. This is made even worse by the knowledge that it was close to a second chance. As reported by Bloomberg, Take-Two was in talks with Microsoft and Embracer Group to finance the game, but negotiations fell through, putting the final nail in the project's coffin. And the rest is history, people. Listen, man, just reading this last paragraph right here, it's a shame, bro. Because, you know, the report that Bloomberg put out, I believe it was Jason Schreier, you know, you could pretty much say Take-Two would have wanted control over that IP, right? And it's sad that Microsoft, you know, ultimately said no. Even though Take-Two was going to be the ones to fund the project, Microsoft didn't budge. And that's sad to see, you know, because at the end of the day, we're the ones that are going to suffer because we're not going to be playing this game. Now, those of us who came from the 90s, we grew up on this game. We're the ones feeling it the most because we are the ones that like was really looking forward to this game. You know, when the original Perfect Dark came out, it was the perfect successor to GoldenEye 007, which is one of the greatest FPS games ever made. So when Perfect Dark came out after that, it was something so refreshing, right? It was futuristic. The guns were better. It was more futuristic guns, better, you know, everything. So it was something that at that time, it was so refreshing to see. And the gameplay was phenomenal. Everything about it, the multiplayer, everything. So, you know, it's sad to see this. And by the way, the trailer, I believe it was one of the developers that said that they did use some fake gameplay in that trailer, but he said that most of the trailer was from a real demo that they were actually playing back at the office. So yeah, you might have seen some things out there that said that, you know, the full trailer was fake and things like that. Yes, there were some sections he said that were fake, but the overall, like, the bigger part of that trailer was mainly like real footage of real gameplay. So imagine that. Think about how when we saw that trailer, how good it looked, right? When we got so excited for it. So it's a shame, bro. It's a shame. And I can't believe it, man. Anyways, we're going to move on from this, man. Y'all let me know how y'all feel about this down below. We're going to move to the final topic here. And here we are at pushsquare.com, ladies and gentlemen. Phantom Blade Zero. I cannot wait for this game. Shout outs to S Game, man. This game is going to be incredible, man. So let me read you this little part right here, okay? Let me make sure y'all can read this, okay? So check this out. The bosses on the hardest difficult mode of the upcoming PS5 action game Phantom Blade Zero have been compared to an opponent in a fighting game. Rather than an encounter, you can learn the attack patterns of and eventually master. Speaking in an issue of PC Gamer magazine transcribed by Games Radar, director Kui Liang touches on a specific boss called Huang Xing. Quote, in normal difficulty, he has some of the Souls-like elements to him. He has fixed combos, and if you fight him enough times, you figure out his combos, which is like Souls-like, right? We die multiple times, but once you figure out the combos, that's when we take them down, right? So this is when it gets really good right here. However, on the hardest difficult mode called Hellwalker, the AI of Huang Xing is upgraded to analyze the situation it's in and adapt. Different attacks will be used depending on the circumstances, and a state called Lucky Draw will use the result of his last attack to determine what to do next. If an attack lands, the combo continues. If it doesn't, the boss will try something else. According to Liang, the idea came from fighting games and has been fully incorporated into the AI. This sounds absolutely incredible. The fact that they came up with this, bro, is brilliant. So shout outs to S Game. This is one of my most anticipated games. So when I first saw it, I said, bro, I can't wait. You know, just think about that. Like the enemies he's flowing with you, right? He's analyzing situations. He's trying to hit you. If you did something that specific combo didn't work, he's gonna switch it up and try something else on you, just like you would if when you miss and now you want to try something else. It's gonna be the same thing, bro. So that's fire to me, right? I can't wait for this game, bro. This is unbelievable. But let me read you one more thing, just in case you're still on the fence on buying this game, okay? They also said here, despite the focus on difficulty, Phantom Blade Zero developer S Game has constantly stressed that the PS5 title won't be a Souls-like. There'll be 4 difficulty modes for you to choose from, including Hellwalker on the extreme end, and boss encounters should be somewhat manageable if they have 2 phases. Past previews have revealed that if you make it to a boss's second phase, you'll restart there if you die, okay? So that should sound like music to a lot of people's ears, right? Especially if you're not in tune with these type of games and you find them a little bit more difficult for your play style and things like that, but you actually want to play a game like this is gonna be, you know, the one to dive into. You got 4 different difficulties to choose from, okay? Also, if you make it to that boss's second phase, which we know how stressful that could be, if you end up losing and you got to start all over with that boss, in this game, you start from that second phase again, and you could continue on, get it done, and keep it moving. So that should sound, you know, good to a lot of people out there. Me personally, I can't wait for this game, bro. I cannot wait. You know, me such as myself, like Black Myth Wukong, I platinumed that game. It was my game of the year last year. You know, they did their thing on this, and I know S Game, after seeing all the footage, after they flew out a couple of YouTubers out there, I saw footage of that. This game is just looking better and better each time. And real quick, all that footage that we've been seeing from that game, it is not actually from the main game. the one of the devs said that that's actually a section at a secret location that is basically, you know, like a side mission of the game. So we haven't even seen anything, no spoilers or nothing. So that's good. That's a good sign. But yeah, that's gonna be it right here. I can't wait, man. Again, keep in mind before I wrap up, before I forget, Tokyo Game Show is this week. We're gonna be streaming it. We are supposed to get a actual reveal date for this game. So I'm assuming it's either gonna be at Tokyo Game Show or at the rumored PlayStation State of Play. If it is not in these two, it will come on Jeff Keighley's Game Awards later in December. So let's keep it locked. I will be streaming Tokyo Game Show. So make sure you subscribe to the channel, lock in. We take off the ads when we're doing, like, you know, streams, showcases and things like that. So nobody gets interrupted and we just have a great time. So make sure you pull up, subscribe. Let's get it popping, people. Thank y'all so much for tuning in. I try to make this as short as possible, but thank y'all so much, man. It's your boy, the Gifted One here, people. And I'm going to catch y'all on the next one. I'm gone.